all of you to my YouTube channel, Animals and Pets with Partha. Today's top topic is going to be of great significance because it involves our human society and that of our dear animals. I, being an animal lover, primarily, and a dog lover, where I am actually recorded as an international dog judge, and I've judged in various countries of the world, maybe 25, 30 countries all across. All my life, it has been love for animals and an involvement with animals. I, of course, judge show dogs, pedigree dogs, but that doesn't mean that I don't love the stray dogs. Because when I am a dog lover, I love all dogs. And I feel more for the stray dogs because they are not cared, they are ill-treated, they are battered every day, they are abused and whatnot. And whereas our dogs at home, we pamper them, we love them, we cuddle them, we sleep with them, and at the same time, their own brethren on the streets are begging for food. And the irony is, those beggars on the road, the beggar dogs that are begging for food, and hats off to the animal lovers and activists all across the city of Calcutta. I'm sure it is there all across the country. Of course, the degrees may be less and more, but in Calcutta, you see so many people trying to feed these poor animals. These dogs, they're begging for food. They're begging for food not only for themselves, they're begging for food for their little babies because they're pregnant all the time. And then they litter, and those babies have to be fed, though mothers are all begging on the roads. Now what you see is a beggar is producing more beggars, and nobody addresses them. Of course, we are very involved with looking after human beings. Of course, that is necessary. That is a priority. That is important. But at the same time, as a civilized society, I believe we must take care of animals. If we don't, we cannot demand or cannot claim to be called a civilized society. All across the world, where there are civilized people living, I tell you, I assure you, there are ways and means how they deal with the stray animals. Their stray animals are immediately taken off the roads. They are kept in shelters. They are looked after. They are offered for adoption. And if they are finally not adopted, if they cannot take care of the dogs, they are euthanized. They are put to sleep in a very, very humane manner to end this misery day in and day out, the torture that is treated out to them. The animal activists all across the city, they go out at times, cook their food and feed the stray animals and come back. But the rest of the day, they are being kicked, they are being abused. Who is going to stop people from doing it? There are people who love them, there are people who hate them. And I will tell you, we are creating ways where humans start hating them more and more day by day, which is very unfortunate. Now coming to the point, I have a portal where, of course, as I mentioned, that animal world where people, and it's on Google. So they think it's animal control, which is, of course, a portal where you sort of record and that's how you sort of have records of all the animals, and that is how the animal control comes in. Now, people keep calling this number, and so much of calls every day. I'm flooded with calls, so much so that I had to put a digital secretary. I had to pay to Truecaller digital secretary so that I don't have to take calls from unknown people. And most of these unknown calls, 99% of these unknown calls, are from people who are actually most people are against animals. They want the animals to be picked up from the road. Some are, of course, animal lovers who see dogs in treacherous condition, or their dogs being ill-treated, dogs with legs broken, or animals, cows, completely, they cannot walk, they run over by cars in the city of Calcutta, and they want the animal activists to pick them up from the road. But there is nowhere they can call and they can ask for this help, which is very, very unfortunate. And what I would like to say is, look at these housing societies. There are a lot of people who are actually calling me. They're not anti-animal, but then the humans and animal clash, because in your housing societies there are plenty of stray dogs that happen to come there and be there and start living there. And within that housing society, if there are, say, 500, 600, 700 families living, there will obviously be a lot of animal lovers. And this lot of animal lovers may be only 5% of the total flat owners, but they will be feeding those animals within that campus. And those animals, they have no other place to sort of pass their stool or urine. They dirty the entire housing complex. And the people who actually, I also feel, being an animal lover, I also have animals at home, but they have a specific place where they do their toilet and they do their business, and we have it clean. You can't have stools all around the place, and you can't be jumping, and you can't be, and then, people who walk around the place may step on it, and they have to wash their feet, and so what is happening day in and day out? This population of stray dogs are increasing without being addressed, and every day the housing society people are having a lot of problem, because the people who are not keeping animals, or not so much animal lover, may not be animal haters. They would complain to the authority, the secretary and the president, that please take care of these stray animals, please do something about them, they have become a menace. So these sort of calls keep coming to me in hundreds every day. Who is going to address them? Now see, a bucket which has holes cannot hold water. You have to somehow, somewhere start reducing their numbers. I do not say that euthanize them all. No. Means people, it has to be done. We must develop a consensus whereby we decide what is going to be the fate of these dogs that are on the road and being tortured every day. Now, my suggestion is, these housing complexes who can afford it, they should first sort of have the dogs sterilized inside the campus. The flat owners should come to decide together, collectively, and they should, if required, I am willing to help. You have my numbers on this channel, call me. I will give you people, who can, you just pay their service charges, they will go and do on their own. They are individuals, they are working in several government hospitals and other places, but they would sterilize for you if you ask them to do for your dogs that are a problem in your housing. Just the other day, I was talking to the president and the secretary of a big housing complex, and they approached me and they wanted my help in this regard. I have promised them all support, because I have my connections over 50 years and I know who are good at it. So I would be suggesting people, you just pay them whatever is their service charge, you deal with them directly, you buy the medicines and whatever required, you give them a place where they can go and do the operation in the premises of the complex, and then after 7 days the dogs can be released, and so that at least they can stop producing more and more of these stray dogs, which will continuously be coming into conflict with human society. This is the first and the foremost thing that must be done all across West Bengal and all across India, where you find that in housing complexes, people are really very much stressed about stray dogs, and it's become a problem, a social problem. We must deal with it, because everybody will, of course, everybody is not a dog lover to that extent, but everybody is not a dog hater either. But we are making them hate the dogs, because the dogs are the filth that they are spreading all across the housing complexes, where people are, walking every day. They go for morning walks, they go for pujas and all that. They wouldn't like to step onto dog stool and other, cat stool, and then so this is unacceptable, and I, as an animal lover, also will not support it in any way. Thank you, and please call me up for any sort of advice on this regard. I would first suggest that every flat owner, because we don't see the administration doing anything about it, at least you sanctify your own complex. You sterilize all the dogs present, and what you can do is, if you give me the details, I will register them and give you a certificate where you have a particular number of tattoo number, which can be tattooed to each dog. So you have a record of how many dogs you have, and then when you sterilize, you know which dog has been sterilized and which dog belongs to the society, which dog has to be taken care. So any outsiders can be kept out. You do not allow dogs to infiltrate, stray dogs to infiltrate into the campus. And already the dogs that are being already there, and they're living a good life, there are people feeding them. Allow them to do that, but then stop producing more. That is the first step, I think, will take us at least a step forward towards controlling the population of strays in this city of Kolkata. Thank you and bye-bye. See you soon, and do subscribe to my channel. I will be talking about all these important topics continuously, as I always do. Thank you and bye-bye.